How's it going, guys? Subscribe, give us a like, and write in the comments below who will win the Champions League after all. And while you're typing your favorites, we proceed to start. Let's get the show on the pitch. For the first time in his career, Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema failed to score a single goal in the Champions League group stage. Son Heung-min will undergo surgery to repair a fractured cheek bone around his left eye. South Korea will face Uruguay at the World Cup on November 24th. 17-year-old Rosario central midfielder Facundo Buonanotte will join Brighton and Hove Albion in January 2023. The contract will last until 2026 with a one-year-long extension option. AC Milan intend to renew Olivier Giroud's contract. The current agreement with the 36-year-old footballer is valid until June 2023. Negotiations with the Frenchman are soon to begin. We came to do the work and qualified. We would have finished top of the group, but we still went through. Let's wait for the draw and see who we get in the last 16, Kylian Mbappe said. OneFootball will bring its library of video content to the big screens for the first time. The OneFootball TV app is now available on Apple TV OS and Amazon Fire TV devices around the world, with Android TV, Samsung, and LG Smart TVs to follow before the end of the year. The entire ecosystem of OneFootball video content from the world's top clubs, leagues, and federations are available to watch now, alongside free and paid live matches, highlights, and breaking news now on the big screens. If you are in the UK and Ireland, you can watch this weekend's Serie A game Milan vs Spezia, among many others. Go check it out! Benfica and PSG are the only two teams from the top 10 European leagues that have not lost a competitive match this season. Kevin De Bruyne has been directly involved in 40 goals in 41 games for Manchester City in 2022, more than any other Premier League player. He has scored 16 goals and delivered 24 assists. Mbappe extending his stay at PSG, he made the right choice for the club, not for himself, Zlatan Ibrahimovic noted. Shakhtar's winger Mikhailo Mudryk will most likely leave the minors in January, journalist Hrach Kachaturian reports. Kylian Mbappe is the author of the best goal in the Champions League group stage, matchday 6. We are angry because we cannot just let the Champions League elimination slide, Massimiliano Allegri claimed. AC Milan striker Olivier Giroud was named Player of the Week for his performance against RB Salzburg at the Champions League group stage, matchday 6. Palmeiras have secured the Brazilian league title with 3 games in hand. This one has become the 11th cup in the history of the Big Green, which is a record among all Brazilian clubs. Real Madrid supporters chanted "Cholo, stay" at Diego Simeone after Atletico's exit from the European competitions. Timo Werner will miss the 2022 World Cup action due to an injury received in the match against Shakhtar Donetsk. Napoli are plotting to extend Piotr Zielinski's contract. The current agreement with the 28-year-old Pole lasts until the summer of 2024. Federico Valverde has scored his 5th goal from outside the box this season, leading the tally among Europe's top 5 leagues players in this regard. Lionel Messi has a clause in his PSG contract that states that the Argentina national team would be his priority when it comes to playing official matches and friendly games. Inter Miami CF have announced that Gonzalo Higuaín has been named the team's most valuable player for the 2022 season. Andrei Shevchenko refused to take over Cosenza. The Ukrainian manager did not want to work in Serie B and decided to stop any negotiations. Liverpool head coach Jurgen Klopp has received the Freedom of the City of Liverpool award. This is the city's highest civic honor. Jorginho is interested in the move to Barcelona, reports Sport S. The midfielder's deal with Chelsea runs until the end of the current season. For the first time in the history of the Champions League, 5 Italian coaches made it to the knockout stage. Carlo Ancelotti with Real Madrid, Antonio Conte with Tottenham Hotspur, Luciano Spalletti with Napoli, Stefano Pioli with AC Milan, and Simone Inzaghi with Inter Milan advanced further in the tournament. Real Madrid have targeted 16-year-old Palmeiras forward Endrick. The clubs have already opened talks. Germany representatives are trying to convince Toni Kroos to resume his performances for the national team and take part at the 2022 World Cup. For me, if Paris wants to take a step forward, they have to have the mentality of a Bayern Munich, Samir Nasri thinks. The Naples prosecutor is demanding jail terms for Napoli owner Aurelio De Laurentiis and Atalanta president Antonio Percassi, Il Mattino notifies. Playing with Piqué is a privilege, Carles Puyol tweeted. A perfectly accurate tip from Luka Modric helped Thibaut Courtois deny the penalty awarded to Celtic on Wednesday. Barcelona star Robert Lewandowski will receive his 2021-22 Golden Boot next week on Wednesday, November 9th. Chelsea fear Ben Chilwell's injury is long-term. He could be out beyond the World Cup. Andres Christensen has recovered from the injury. He's already training with Barcelona first team. Casemiro has won the award of Man United's Player of the Month for his heroics in October. According to Marcus Luis Rojo, Sergio Busquets is all but confirmed to leave Barcelona in 2023. I want to sign a new deal as I want to stay here at Barça. I'm really happy, actor Bellerin has said. Among other things, yesterday we watched the Europa League and Conference League last group stage fixtures. All the results are in front of you. Moving on to the main news of the release. Here's a brief rewind of yesterday's battles. Firstly, we have the Europa League, where AS Monaco defeated Crvena Zvezda 4-1. Manchester United beat Real Sociedad thanks to an accurate shot from Garnacho. Arsenal also picked up 3 points with a victory over Zurich. Tierney's only goal made the difference clear. Real Betis smashed HJK 3-0. Roma proved to be stronger than Ludogorets 3-1. Pellegrini's brace and Zaniolo's goal decided the outcome of the match. The final results of each group are brought to your attention. And a couple of highlights from the Conference League. Fiorentina destroyed RFS 3-0. Köln and Nice had a 2-2 thriller of a draw. Lech unexpectedly thrashed Villarreal 3-0. West Ham punished FCSB 3-0. The final results of each group are brought to your attention. Let's have a look at other topics. Real Madrid are eyeing Napoli winger Khvicha, reports journalist Ekrem Kanor. According to the source, Los Blancos are seeing the 21-year-old Georgian as a potential replacement for Eden Hazard. Chelsea, Spurs, Man City and Liverpool are also keeping tabs on the prospect. Zinedine Zidane will become the head coach of the French national team after the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Libertad Digital notes. The appointment of the 50-year-old icon will take place regardless of Le Blues' results in the tournament. The coach has already agreed with the French Football Federation to replace Didier Deschamps, whose contract expires at the end of 2022. The president of La Liga, Javier Tebas, shared his thoughts on the possibility of Lionel Messi's comeback to Barcelona. I don't know if Messi will have one last show at Barça. That will depend on him. Hopefully he will come back. I think it was a mistake, even for him, in my opinion, to break that marriage. It was a very beneficial long-term alliance for Messi and for Barça itself. I think that Messi is not only missed in La Liga, but he is also missed in football because the French league is what it is, right? I think that regardless of being at PSG, he's followed much less than when he was at Barcelona. Let's hope he has a great World Cup, because there we will all be able to see him again, Tebas stated. PSG striker Kylian Mbappé has become the youngest author of 40 goals in the Champions League, setting the landmark achievement at the age of 23 years, 10 months and 13 days. Mbappé surpassed teammate Lionel Messi, who netted his 40th Champions League goal only by the age of 24 years, 4 months and 8 days in November 2011. After the Transfermarkt portal updated the Premier League market prices, Manchester City forward Erling Haaland has become the most expensive player in the world. At this moment, the 22-year-old Norwegian cyborg is valued at 170 million euros, dethroning PSG forward Kylian Mbappé from first place, whose price tag is 160 million euros. The top 3 most expensive performers is closed by Vinicius Jr. from Real, whose market value is 120 million euros. Barcelona defender Gerard Piqué has announced his retirement from professional football. On November 5th, the 35-year-old Spaniard will play his last game at Camp Nou against Almeria. Barcelona fans has given me everything, and now that this kid's dreams have come true, I want to tell you that I've decided that now is the time to bring this journey to its end. I've always said that there would not be any other team after Barça, and that's how it will be. This Saturday's game will be my last at Camp Nou, Piqué said. Insider Nicolas Kira reported the details of contract termination between Barcelona and Gerard Piqué. The parties will officially part ways next week. SER Catalunya journalist Seike Rodriguez revealed the details of the early termination of Gerard Piqué's agreement with Barcelona. The 35-year-old Spaniard turned down around 30 million euros he was due to receive under the remaining deal. What's more, the president of Barça, Joan Laporta, and other club officials had no idea about the footballer's intentions until he published a farewell video. Joao Felix's future still remains in limbo, as Atletico are willing to consider the possibility of selling the stellar footballer. Barcelona have been reportedly interested in the Portuguese for quite a while, thus, they have already reached out to the agent of football player Jorge Mendes. We recall that the Indians demand 120 million euros for Joao's services. Moreover, Barça are considering to take aboard another Atletico representative whose name has not yet been revealed. Folks, check out the new video from our football club project and find out how Ter Stegen became a top performer once again. Have a great time watching. It was Football News. Have a nice one, and see you in a bit.